What's good, you guys? Of course, you know who this is. It's your girl, Kiki. And I am making this video updating you guys about a lot of things that's been going on with me and why you haven't been seeing me much or, me posting or whatever. So we gonna start back a couple of months ago. Matter of fact, starting in October. Whereas I think one of my last video was the October breast cancer video. Even though I have posted something recently before this, but that was mainly like my last video. Okay, so starting back in October, this is when my health really took a toll on me. But before I get in really get into details, I'm gonna give you guys some background. If nobody know, or if you guys don't know, I am type 2 diabetic. I had been dealing with this since Tamaya. Well, let's rewind. So when I was pregnant with Twala, I was 16 years old when I had Twala. Yes, I know we'll talk about all that in another video. Matter of fact, you can check out my Mother's Day video that I made, giving you backgrounds about each and every one of my pregnancies and whatnot. But when I was pregnant with Twala, I found out that I had gestational diabetes. And I will post here, which I, post on the screen somewhere, what gestational diabetes is. And right now I'm laying down because I'll explain to y'all further in the video while I'm laying down. But, yeah, I found out that I had gestational diabetes with her. It kind of made me kind of sad and weary and scared because my mother is a type 2 diabetic, and my mother had diabetes for a while now. So when I found out that I had gestational diabetes, they gave me like a monitor, like the blood sugar monitor, where I had to prick my finger to check. I wasn't on no type of diet or anything. I just had to monitor my blood sugars. Every time I go to the doctor, I would have to, bring my log with me to let them see like how my blood sugars were registering and whatnot. Okay, after I had Twala, everything went back to normal. I was fine. Then I got pregnant with Jayla. Now, when I got pregnant with Jayla, again, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. Now, the thing about having gestational diabetes, even when you're pregnant, sometimes it goes away. You just only have the complications while pregnant. And sometimes it can stay. And when it stays, you can, develop either type 1, type 2 diabetes. Okay. So when I got pregnant with Jayla, I was diagnosed again with gestational diabetes. But this time was a little different from when I had Twala. With Jayla, I had to, of course, once again, have a blood sugar kit. Had to check, prick my finger, check my blood sugars and whatnot. And this time I had to be medicated. So I was taking, if I'm not mistaken, well, I was taking it, but I'm thinking I was taking like 2 different medications. But I know for a fact I was taking one, and it was called glipizide. And that was a fast-acting pill to like, if, to, you know, help my blood sugars. I would have to take that when I ate anything. So anytime I ate, I would have to prick my finger, check my blood sugar, you know, eat, and then take this pill during, you know, while I'm eating, so it won't raise my blood sugar. Like, it will keep my blood sugar at a steady level, shall I say. So after, you know, time went on. After I had Jayla or whatever, they did some labs on me again. But at that time, when I did my labs, they never give me my results back. Come to find out, right after I had Jayla, my gestational diabetes stayed, and it turned to me being a type 2 diabetic. So, time went on, and that's when I got pregnant with Tamaya. When I got pregnant with Tamaya, you know, okay, so all my women out there, you know, that's watching this video, you know, when you pregnant, they do a glucose test on you or whatever. And the glucose test is you drinking that nasty sugary drink. Oh my God, that drink is so nasty, you guys. That everybody who have tried that, they know what I'm talking about. That drink is nasty. It's horrible. So they did that. I had to, I'm sorry, I got breakfast in my teeth, and I'll wipe it on this napkin I got right here. But anywho, so when they did that test on me, they do like a, what is it, like a, it's basically an all-day test, and they have to check you like every hour or so. You can't eat nothing, you can't drink nothing. Like, it is horrible. So I'm having a hard time thinking because of the situation I'm going through right now, which I will be telling you guys in a few. But right now I'm just giving y'all some background on what's going on with me and how it all started or whatever, however. But after taking that glucose test, they checked my blood work or whatever, and my level was over the number that it's supposed to be. And the lady was, I remember it specifically because the lady was like, I remember it specifically because that's when they told me I was, you know, type 2. And I'll never forget that day. But the lady asked me, she was like, are you type 2 diabetic? Are you diabetic? And I was like, no, not that I know of. She was like, because your glucose level is, you know, kind of high. And I'm like, well, I don't, you know, the only thing I had was gestational diabetes for my last 2 pregnancies, so I don't know or whatever. She was like, it looks like here that you had some lab results, you know, back in 2016 is when I had Jayla. I mean, not 2016, Lord forgive me, 2006, after I had Jayla. I said, yeah, but I never got my test results back. If I knew I was type 2 diabetic, then I'd have been, you know, been handling what I had to handle. So long story short or whatever, they stopped me from doing the glucose test. I had to go to talk to an endocrinologist. I had to talk to a nutritionist, a dietitian or something like that, I think. But I know I had to go to an endocrinologist, and I know I had to do, talk to a nutritionist or whatever about me being type 2 diabetic and how to control it. Like, I had to go through some classes, and the classes took place at the hospital. Okay, so, long story short, I am 32 years old. Tamaya will be 12 years old this year. And so basically I had diabetes since I was like 20 years old. Give or take. And till this day, I still can't cope with it. It's something, I don't know what it is about me. I'm a type of person that do not like taking medication, even when I need to and know that, and even when I need to and know that I need to, I just not big on medication. I'm just not. I'm a big believer in the healing of God. Big believer. But at the same time, I know that these medications that my doctors has prescribed me, that I need to take them because it's a betterment of health. But I am not the type of person that take medication. If I get sick or if I catch a cold or a flu or however, I literally don't take no medication. I just let my body, I believe my body is that strong to heal on its own. That's just me. And also my theory is, for me, is when I do take medication, it usually makes me worse before I get better. And I hate that. It seems like when I do take medications, like, it takes an extra toll on my body. As it's like real talk, I have literally feel like Tuala now because she be saying that word so wrong. I literally had analyzed this, and I'm not telling you guys a lie. One time before I got sick, I took medication or whatever, and I realized when I took that medication that I got sick even worse. And it took longer for the sickness to go away than me not taking medication. So when I did that, I got sick even worse, and it took days, even longer days, for me to get better, if that makes sense. I probably said it wrong, but it's like when I took the medication, I got worse, and it took days, probably a week or so, for it to wear off. As when I don't medicate myself, I get better faster. But anywho, but yeah, like I was saying, like, when I don't medicate myself, I get better faster. But all in all, I am not a fan or a big support of taking any type of medication. Now, it sounds kind of crazy because if my kids get sick or whatever case may be, I will medicate the heck out of them, like, to make them feel better. But for me, I don't. So, after having Tamaya, I'm a type 2 diabetic. Excuse the way I look, you guys. I am not feeling good at all. Okay, so, but, after I had Tamaya, I was type 2 diabetic. I was full-blown type 2 diabetic. So, like, the first couple of probably, like, months or so, I would do everything I'm supposed to do as far as taking medication, checking my blood sugars. Like, maybe for the first few months, I was, like, on top of taking medication. Even during the pregnancy, I was on top of taking medications. Even after, I was on top of taking medication. But You know the saying, it goes like, if you do something, 7 through 21 times, it becomes a habit. Well, even with me doing it on a regular, it did not become a habit to me. So basically, I was like, whatever. I'm not taking this medicine. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Yada, 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 yada. I'm not, Then I had to, but see, the thing about it, the only thing I had to do was keep taking pills. Pills, pills, pills. I'm not no pill popper. I don't like pills. The only pills I will take, and to be honest with you, is ibuprofen. All that other stuff to make me feel weak and unusual and not myself. No, I don't take no medicine. Like, I got my wisdom teeth pulled out when I was like 21, 22 years old. And I medicated myself with ibuprofen. Even though the doctors prescribed me, what was that, hydrocortisone or whatever, hydrocodone or whatever that is. I did not use that. I took like maybe one pill, and all it did was make me go to sleep. I was like, you know what? No, I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't want to go to sleep. I just want you to knock out the pain, period. So, truth be told, with me being type 2 diabetic, I didn't take it serious. Like, and truth be told, like, even to this day, I don't take it serious. And I know I should, because diabetes do all types of things to you. So, for years, I haven't taken my health and my situation serious. And it'd be to the point where I'll do good for a while, then I'll stop. Do good for a while, then I'll stop. Do good for a while, then I'll stop again, or whatever. It's like I never really stayed consistent when I was supposed to stay consistent. And I know I'm supposed to stay consistent. I just don't stay consistent. And that's one of my biggest not pet peeves, but one of my biggest problems is consistency. I never stay consistent about certain things. I put my mind to it. Once I put my mind to it and keep it going, then yeah, I will keep it. It's like, as long as I keep my mind on it, then it will work. But as soon as I take my mind off of, like, a slight excuse me, any slight chance I take my mind off it, then it's a wrap. So, like I said, fast forward to the present time. Or wind back just a little bit. Like, even during the years, I have been having some health issues, but I feel like, and I know God put you through different testings. Like, he'll put you through a different test all the time. And I know what I'm going through right now is a test. Well, not a test. It's an eye opener. And it is letting me know, okay, you need to do what you need to do. Basically, all through the years of me being diabetic, I had dealt with some little minor issues here and there. But to me, it wasn't that, how should I put it? It wasn't that, what word I want to use? I have been going through minor issues, but it wasn't that extreme to me for me to be like, okay, girl, stop playing. Get on your, your ish. You know what I mean? I want to say another word, but I'm not going to say that at all. But it's like, okay, girl, get on your ish. Like, I'm sending these, like, it's like he's sending me warnings. And he's sending me things like, okay, first incident I had was my eyes. when I was little, I can't say I had the perfect vision, but when I was little growing up until I found out I had diabetes or whatever, and even well into me having diabetes, I could see the smallest thing. I could see things that other people couldn't see. And I'm like, so you don't see that right there. You know, stuff like that. Like I could see the smallest thing. It took where I couldn't see barely anything. Like, for one, I could see things far away, which is nearsighted, and I could see things up close to me, which is farsighted. I guess that's how you far nearsighted or whatever. It started to the point where everything was blurred to me. Even looking near or far, things was just blurry. And I would just be like, everything was blurry. So that's how I know something wasn't right. That's how I know that I should have been paying attention. But of course I didn't pay attention. I even went to the eye doctor, everything. They told me, yeah, you know, you're diabetic. You need to keep up with this. You need to do this because you can lose your sight. But of course, it wasn't that extreme to me, so I didn't care. Okay. My next situation was, headaches. I was getting headaches extremely bad. Like I was getting headaches that would last for days. Yeah, I was getting headaches that would last for days, and all I would do was pop ibuprofen, pop ibuprofen or whatever, and that was that. It wasn't that extreme to me. The next thing that happened was, everybody know I love wearing heels. The next thing that happened to me was I started getting neuropathy in my foot. And neuropathy has to do with your nerves or whatever. And the way the nerves in my foot will go off, you guys, it'll be to the point where my nerves in my foot will go off so bad I couldn't sleep. I will cry. It was to the point I had to have people stay up nights with me, rubbing my feet, the kids, their dad, my mother-in-law. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, like, those people could really contest to how bad I was in pain. Like, my foot was in pain. And it was to the point where my foot will last for days. Like, it can last anywhere from just a night to 2 days to 3 days. Like, it was bad. I remember the first time I went to the hospital because I didn't know what was going on. It was to the point where it was so bad. It felt like something was crawling under my toenails. Like something was like mentally, like you couldn't tell me in my head something wasn't crawling under my toenails. Like you couldn't tell me that ants or stuff or needles was being pricked in my foot. Like that's how bad it was. And I remember my mother-in-law going to the doctor with me or whatever. And the doctors didn't even know what to do with me. They gave me some Benadryl or whatever case to be. That calmed it down for a little bit, but other than that, it was to the point I was soaking my foot in pots and stuff because I didn't know what was going on. Long story short, I set up an appointment to a foot doctor, and they did like some testing on my foot or whatever. And sorry y'all, I'm recording it on my phone. I'm just looking at myself in the camera, but they did some testing with my friend to come to find out I had neuropathy. So I had to take medication. What is medication? Wow, I had to take medication for that. All right, so that was my warning signs that I did not take serious. So now let's fast forward to like the recent months. And y'all, I'm not sleeping on you guys. It's just the fact. I'm going to explain why I'm looking like this right now. And Bella can keep my eyes open to talk to you guys. I mean, some y'all might think, oh, she high on her mind, or she this, or she that, da, da, da. I'm not. It's a health situation I'm dealing with right now. So, let's go start at October. No, actually, I'm going to start back in August. And if anything, y'all are my family. Y'all invite me to y'all screen. I invite y'all to my home. So I'm going to keep it 100% real with you guys. And that's just what it is. With this information I'm about to tell you guys, take it how you want to. But yeah, like I was saying, with this information I'm about to give you, take it how you want to. Say what you want to say. I mean, I care, but I don't care. So, I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I would want y'all to keep it real with me. But as long as y'all watching me and as long as I'm posting and uploading content, I'm going to keep it real with you all the time. How should I say it? If I didn't want to do YouTube, I wouldn't do it. I know that there's a lot of judgmental people out there, and it's kind of not their fault that they're being judgmental. If you're going to put your business out there, then that's your fault. So I have been judged all my life, and I'm going to continue to be judged all my life by any and every dang body or anybody. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, it's either you care or you don't care. And at this point in time, I don't care. With that being said, so this started back in August. August, I was only 31 years old. At times, I still live my life like I'm young and I'm a spring chicken. And I know I'm not. So back in August, I went and got a piercing. And the piercing was, you know, in this upper region here. That's all you need to know. You get the hint. So I got a piercing up in this upper region here. And I thought I was cute or whatever. Didn't tell me I wasn't cute, child. So everything was fine. And until October. So October, I went and got the piercing changed or whatever. Well, not really. Well, one of them got changed. The other one, well, okay. Basically, how the lady did it was, instead of her just taking the balls off and changing the ball, she took the whole piercing out and just like pushed it back in or whatever. And everything was still fine or whatever case it would be. But then like, I'll say like maybe a couple of days later, I noticed a lump on my left breast. Now, usually when you think of a lump or you hear a lump, you think cancer. And that's the first thing I started thinking about. I started thinking cancer, like, oh my God, I got cancer. Or whatever. So it was hurting, but I never went to, I didn't go to the doctor right away about it. So now this lump became 2. Now this lump became 2. So now I'm getting concerned. I'm really, really getting scared. And then not only that, the first lump The first lump started getting a little bigger. So I'm like, okay, now you got my attention. So I'm going to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room or whatever and let them know what was going on. If I'm not mistaken, they did an ultrasound on my boob. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. I think she did do an ultrasound. Yeah. She did do ultrasound or whatever, and she was showing me, she's like, oh, you see this mass right here? It has a lot of fluid in it, da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to cut you open and drain it. Now, mind you, I was at the hospital by myself. I don't normally go to the hospital by myself. I always have somebody with me because I'm a scaredy cat. And just to think about her saying I had to get my stuff cut open, everybody know your boobs it's kind of hard to cut or do surgery on your boobs, especially if that person is not a surgeon. Because your boobs have a lot of milk ducts. It has a lot of nerves and stuff inside your boobs. So if you don't know what you're doing, it could be the point where somebody can clip you and you won't have no feeling in that thing. So she did an ultrasound to where the lump was at. So in the process of her doing it, you know, they gave me some pain meds, but of course, you know, they numbed the area with lidocaine. So I was sitting there like my heart was in my panties, y'all. Excuse my language, excuse me, I'm sorry, but my heart was in my underwears because I was by myself and I didn't want to deal with that by myself. And so, she cut it open. When she cut it open, she was like, "It's no fluid coming out of it." And I was like, "What do you mean ain't no fluid coming out of it? You just showed me on the ultrasound that it was fluid filled. So like, what's the deal?" But ain't no fluid was coming out of it. So she just, she packed it, put not a bandage, but gauze and stuff over it, sent me on my way. So now, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she gave me some medication to go with it. I'm not remembering correctly. I think she gave me some antibiotics or whatever to see it will clear up. So now I'm taking these antibiotics, but of course, you know, I don't take medicine. So I took like maybe half of the antibiotics and I stopped taking them. Well, as time went on, when she went inside and cut it, like when she cut it open, she went inside like with a little pair of scissors and she was like breaking pockets. She was like cutting it open. She was like, oh, one more. It's I have like a lot of pockets in it, so I'm going to open these pockets up. And I was like, what is you doing? What is you opening up if there's nothing pouring out? And even when she opened up the pockets, it was nothing pouring out. It was nothing coming out of it. So as time went on or whatever, the incision closed. She made 2 incisions. Both incisions closed or whatever. And I thought that was that. Well, mind you, this is October, like maybe, yeah, it was like the end of October, almost November. So November comes and the lump is back. This time the lump is much bigger. So it was much bigger and now it's hurting. It's like real sort of touch, like it was hurting. And everybody kept saying, go to the hospital. And I'm like, I am. But I always do things in my own time. Or when things get extreme, I'm the type of person that waits too dang on late to do stuff. So the lump came back, and this time it got bigger. I'm trying to think. Okay, so when I got this second lump, I went to a different hospital. By me letting the lump grow, Basically, the lump went from like this size to about this size. Like, it was massive. Like, I'm not even gonna kid you not. Marcus could be the contest of that because he went with me the second time. So when I got the second one done, I went to a different hospital because I felt like the first one wasn't doing nothing. And I felt like if the first one I did what they're supposed to do, I probably wouldn't have to deal with the second one or whatever. So the lump came back, and this time when it came back with a vengeance. So I went to the second hospital and they checked. They did another ultrasound on my breast. And it was like, oh my God, like the mass is so big and it's so deep. There was like, it looks like it going up. Like it was so big. Like it was so big and had my area, where it was at, like so tender, so red, and it was so hard. She was like, I'm surprised it didn't explode on you yet. That's how big it was and how much pus filled and infected it was or whatever. So they numb me up or whatever. And this mass was so big, soon as they put the needle inside me to numb me up, you can see some of the infection pouring out. And the lady was like, oh my gosh, she was like, I'm surprised this thing hasn't bust on you already. She said, because it's so big. So they numb me up. They put some cream on me. They numb me up and they let me sit there for a minute or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, they give me some morphine for pain medication. I don't like morphine because of the way it makes you feel. So, y'all bear with me. So they came in, and she, got the scalpel or whatever. And all she did was, so I'm gonna show you right here. She just did like this. She just barely put the scalpel in me, and she just poked it and was barely in it, and all that stuff just started pouring out. My breast was so infected, it did not make any sense how affected my breast was. And not only was it affected as it was pouring out, like it was pouring all down my side, all down to my back, everything. Not only was it so affected, it stunk something terrible. And she went in her finger and she took her finger and she was cleaning it out. And then she put like this suction thing inside it and was sucking all that stuff up. Oh my God, that junk hurt. This is going like... She put the suction thing in and was sucking a lot of stuff out. And when I look at the suction cup, it was like that much of fluid in the bottle. Mine just a big bottle, like this a big tube of or whatever, but it was like this much of fluid that came out of me. So she didn't pack it this time or whatever. She's like, she want everything to pour out of me. Basically, by me taking the medication is supposed to push everything out through the surface instead of sitting there. So I was like, okay, well, that was that. I thought that was the end of it. I'm trying to talk a little fast because this is a long story. So you guys, bear with me, like totally bear with me. So once that happened, I thought that was the end of it. I was like, okay, cool. It's gone. It's done with. Da, 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 da. Nope. Mind you, this was in November. Everything was good for a while, And lo and behold, by December, it was back. Yep. it was back again. And this time when it came back, it hurted even more. And it grew even bigger. So I was telling Marcus, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Now, mind you, the mass went from here to here to now it's like this big. Like, it's literally this big. Anybody can tell you. Everybody that dealt with me during this time I was having my breast issue, they will tell you, because I was letting everybody feel it. I was like, y'all feel it? You feel it? Even my mother-in-law could tell you, she was freaked the heck out. That mass was huge. Like, you can literally grab it like this. Like this. That's how big it was in my boobs. Mind you guys, I already have big boobs. Y'all already know that. So it came back, and yeah. When it came back, we went back to the same doctor, the hospital, and I let them know what was going on once again, and they went back in, cut it, did what they had to do. They pack it and everything. Now this time it wasn't stink, but it was very affected. But they did what they had to do, whatever. And they sent me back home. This time, but the third time, no, mind you, this is the third time. So when I went the third time or whatever, the doctor, he went a little deeper with the incision, and he cut open the same incision that I had the last time where it was healing at, the same incision, but he cut it a little bigger and went a little deeper inside. And he too took his finger and went through it or whatever, trying to clean it out or whatever. He packed it or whatever, gave me some prescription medicine, sent me on my way. So this time I'm taking my medication, whatever, but I still, again, didn't take all. So I'm thinking reason why it kept coming back is because I wasn't taking all my medication like I was supposed to. So here it is now. Everything going good. Everything going good. Everything's fine. In January, I was okay. I'll say, I want to say February. Okay, February. It came back. This time again, it seemed like every time it come back, it got bigger than what it was the last time. So this time I went back to the hospital that I went to the first time. And this time they was like, no ma'am, you was not leaving out this hospital. We have to keep you, and you're gonna have surgery on your boobs, because we got to get to the bottom of it, is why you're growing back, how we can keep it from growing back, etc., etc. So I went into the hospital in February. I want to say it was the ending of February. Yeah, it was the ending of February. I went to the hospital and they did surgery on me. And I would have put footage in, but I can't because it's so gross and it's so explicit. When they went to do the surgery, they went in and they went deep. And when the surgeon came in the next morning to change my bandages out or whatever, yeah, because I went in that night. I had surgery like 7, 8 o'clock, 7, 8 something that morning or whatever. And And the next day, the surgeon came in just to check it and make sure to see how I was doing or whatever. And when she took the bandages off, Marcus freaked out. This man acted like a photographer, like a videographer or a news reporter, whatever, however you want to call it. And he started taking pictures and videos of it because the hole was that big. That hole that it did my thing was that big. It literally, here we go with this word here. It literally looked like somebody shot me in the boobs. Really. And yeah, that was I want to say from October to now, I have been in and out the hospital. So I got out the hospital for that incident May 2nd. I took my medication, but of course, again, I did not take all of it. So I end up, okay, long story short, what was going on was I had an abscess in my boob. An abscess. And I will exert on the screen what an abscess. But yeah, long story short, it was the abscess I had in my boob. So time went on, and everything seemed to be fine. My boobs healed up wonderfully, even though I have this hideous scar on it. I call it Frankenstein. That's what it looked like. It's distorted. Like my boob is ugly. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. My boob is ugly. And not trying to be funny, as I was growing up younger, you know how people be like, what you think your best feature is? You know, some people like they eyes, they smile, they this and that. Mine was my boobs. I thought my best feature, even though my boobs are big as heck. Thank you, mother, auntie, family, daddy side, mama side. I used to always say I had the cutest boobs, even though they was big. Now my boob look like Frankenstein. Truth be told, it is what it is. So, time went on. Mind you, I had this, surgery in March. I got out March 2nd. I'll say February, March is, well, I'll say probably March 1st when I had the surgery. Okay. And I got out March 2nd. Yeah. Okay. So, a few weeks later, I started feeling pain again. This time, the pain was my inner thigh. Not my vagina, you guys. My inner thigh. I started feeling pain on my inner thigh. So, I thought, because I'm a big one. I'm a biggin, as my mother-in-law called it. I'm a biggin. And I got thighs. And my thighs is not gapped open, it's closed. So therefore, there's a lot of things that gonna be rubbing and starting forest fires. I'm just saying. So I started feeling pain on my inner thigh, and I'm thinking, well, maybe my thighs are just chafe, you know, because it's getting warm. It's starting to warm up a little, just a little. It's starting to warm up here and there. Maybe I'm just chafe or whatever. But I have been chafed before, not gonna lie. I'm sure a lot of people have been chafed before, especially us big girls. Some big men too. I wasn't thinking nothing of it, but I was like, I have been chafed before, and it ain't never hurt like this. Like, it was to the point that it had my whole thigh, inner thigh, hurting from one end to the other. And it was to the point it was burning. Now, when you look at it, or you look at my thigh, you won't think nothing of it. You would just think it was just a regular inner thigh. But it was to the point the pain was so excruciating that I couldn't sleep. And I would take pain medicine, well, ibuprofen, because that's all I take. I would take ibuprofen and pray the pain go away. But even the ibuprofen was not working. Like, this pain would not subside, and I was in dog right pain. So it was to the point where I was at work. Now, mind you, I was a server at the time. It was to the point where I couldn't work. I couldn't walk. Like, I couldn't put no jeans on. Like, everything I had to put on was either sweats or a dress. I couldn't put no jeans on. I couldn't do none of that because I was in so much pain. So I told my, because I said, you know what? I can't. Back to the hospital we go. So, went back to the hospital or whatever. And I don't remember, like, what happened for sure. I'm trying to remember what happened. But long story short, I don't remember, like, details about what happened when I went for my thigh. But I know I went to the hospital. I let them know what was going on. They examined it and whatever. Something else happened, but I know they ended up keeping me at the hospital. And they kept me at the hospital, and I had surgery the next day. Come to find out, it was another abscess. So the abscess went from my boob down to my inner thigh. Y'all, I was out of commission for a whole month. I'm sorry, y'all. I got my window open and I'm looking at my backyard because I be having all types of dang on endangered animals and exotic animals in my backyard. I hope that was a cat. It looked like a fox, but I hope that was a cat. It was a little too big to be a cat. I mean, yeah, to be a cat. So I'm really thinking that was a fox. But, yeah, I had surgery the next day for it or whatever. Mind you, I'm going to show y'all on my strap. My wound, after they finished having my surgery, my wound was from here to here. Like, my whole inner thigh. It was to the point I couldn't sit. I had to lay down, but everything. Even though I had home care nurses coming in to check my bandages, to change me, to make sure I'm healing right. All that good, not so good stuff, but all that stuff. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like, Mark has been a very, 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 very great help because he will get up in the middle of the night, change my bandages anytime I get wet, or it was to the point it was hard for me to take a shower. He will bathe me. Like, he did it all. I'll give that man what credit, even though he get on my nerves. Oh Lord, he gets on my nerves. But I'm going to give credit what credit is due. Like, he really, really looked out for me. Between him and my nurses, he really, really looked out for me. Like, he was here hands-on. So, yeah. Now, here's the crazy thing. I was taking my medication for that, too. I had to take medications, you know, for it to heal, for it to affect, you know. Basically, it was abscess. It went from my boob down to my inner thigh. So in the middle of me healing from that situation, I end up having another one. And this one ended up on my buttocks. Yes, I end up getting another abscess on my buttocks as I'm healing from the second abscess of my life. End up getting another one on my buttocks. Had to go back into the hospital. Well, I went to not the first hospital, the second hospital. I went back there to get it checked out because all I wanted them to do was open it, drain it, send me back on my way. But being the fact that it was too big, because they went from a peanut to start getting bigger, they couldn't do it inside the emergency room. So they was like, we gonna have to, we gonna have to admit you, but we can't admit you here because we don't have no surgeons on hand. We gonna have to take you to a different hospital. And I was like, well, take me back to the hospital that I would, I told them to take me to such hospital, which was the first hospital I went to for my breast and all that stuff, where I had the surgeries and stuff at for the rest of my abscess. So take me there. So they took me there. They looked at it. When I got there, they looked at it, see what was going on. Of course, they admitted me. And I had surgery the next day for that one. So now, at this point in time, I am dealing with 2 abscess. One on my thigh and one on my buttocks. So, of course, I was straight out of commission. I couldn't sit, and I was tired of laying down. I barely could stand because it hurted. Now, at this time, not only is Marcus dealing with one wound, he got to deal with another one. Not only do I have to deal with one wound, I have to deal with another one. So it was crazy, 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 crazy. The moral of the story is the reason why I've been going through all this stuff because of my diabetes. When you have high blood sugar and untreated diabetes, things like that happen to you. Now, at this point in time, I'm kind of one of the lucky ones that I just had to deal with abscess and this and the third. Because like my mom had to do eye surgery. My mom had to do a rectal surgery. Hernias, I believe my mom had a hernia too. I'm not sure. I believe so. But my mama had to deal with a lot of different surgery based off her untreated diabetes. And now I'm going through the same thing by me having untreated blood sugars or whatever and not staying on top of my blood sugar and not taking my medication. This is a consequence that I have to pay. So now that I have dealt with all those, now I'm dealing with another situation. And that's why I'm talking to you guys looking like I'm probably high, or I'm talking to you guys and my eyes is like this. You think I'm sleepy or sleeping. I am neither. I'm not sleepy or no. I'm not sleepy or neither am I sleeping. But yes, I am out of breath. But right now I'm dealing with something even more crazier, and I will be going to the doctor today for that. Ever since today is Thursday the 11th, ever since what is that? Okay, ever since Tuesday the 9th, I have been dealing with dizziness. Monday I had work. I got off at 6:30ish. When I got home, I ate dinner, laid up with my honey. I was fine. I was like, okay, I'm cool. I ain't got to work tomorrow, so I'm just going to be in bed, relaxing. You know, probably, and I was thinking about making a video or whatever, and, you know, cook some dinner, you know, yada yada, or whatever. But Tuesday morning, I got up, and my whole world was spinning. Like, I became severely dizzy, and I don't know why. I just don't know why. Like I said, Monday night I was fine. Even through the late early morning, when I get up to go use the restroom, I was fine. I got up when I finally got out of bed. I think I was going to use the restroom, and I stumbled. And when I stumbled, it's like my body, I felt like I was in one of those movies when you be shape-shifting. I think that's what it's called. And you be morphing in and out. Like, I feel like I was morphing in and out. And my head was just spinning. Like, the room was everywhere. Like, I was seeing 2 or 3 things. My eyes were crossed. Like, it got totally bad. I finally, I took some, I set up or whatever for a while. And after a while, you know, I kind of felt like okay. I was okay enough to take Marcus to work, but me and the girls did that together. And then I came home and I laid down. I took some ibuprofen because I Googled it. Google is my best friend, y'all. Sometimes I need to stop listening to Google and just go my butt to the doctor. But I Googled it, and it was saying, you know, sometimes it could be from migraines or whatever. Mind you, I don't have a headache. Mind you, as I'm sitting here talking to y'all, I feel perfectly fine. It just, I cannot get out of bed. I can't. I can lean my head forward. I can lean my head back. But the moment I lean this way, the left or right, I'm shifting. Tuesday when I went to bed, I was so jittery. I was lightheaded. But I was like, okay, maybe if I sleep it off, I will be fine. Yesterday morning, got back up, and it did not subside. It's still going on. So all day yesterday, I have been in bed. Can't move, can't do nothing because I'm dizzy. Like, I'm extremely dizzy, like severely dizzy. And I don't know why. I took some more ibuprofen. It seemed like the ibuprofen will stop it just for a little bit. But then even after I take the ibuprofen, I'm lightheaded and I'm still like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm very lightheaded and I feel like I have no energy. I don't know. So right now, I'm still dealing with it. That's why I'm like looking at you guys and y'all looking at me and it's like I'm sleeping or half sleep or high or anything. I'm not. I'm just dizzy and I'm trying to keep my bearings. I can get up and go use the bathroom, but I can't be up too long. It's to the point where Ty had to make me some breakfast or whatever because if I stand too long, I know for a fact I will drop because I'm shifting. It's to the point where I'm so dizzy to the point where even when I'm laying down, I'm still spinning and I can feel it all through my body. So like I said, when Marcus get off, I'll be heading to the doctor to find out what's going on. Because at this point, I am kind of scared. I don't know what's going on. And 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure it's diabetic related. It's to the point where this eye right here is jumping. I don't know if y'all see it on camera that my eye is jumping, but my eye is literally jumping this whole time. It was doing this since yesterday. My eye will be jumping. It's to the point where I have to close my eyes for a brief second just for it to sigh a little bit. But even with that, it's still jumping. It's to the point right here on the side of my head right here is pulsing. Like I could literally, like as I'm doing this right here, I could literally feel like it's pulsing, like it's throbbing type thing. So I don't know what's going on, you guys. But when he gets off work, we are going to the hospital to see what's going on. I will definitely make another video to give you an update, give you guys an update about what's going on. Because yeah, I'm seriously going to the hospital because I need to know what the hell is going on with me. Excuse my language, but I need to know what the hell is going on with me. Since last night, I have been taking my medication because I haven't been taking it, but I am taking it or whatever. As a matter of fact, it's time for me to check my blood sugar once again. And go from there. But like I said, when he gets off work, we will be visiting the hospital. I don't know if they're gonna keep me or not. Truth be told, I really don't like going to the hospital because I don't like hospitals and I do not like being kept. Because when they keep you, they want to keep you for days. And then plus with this coronavirus going on, they're not letting no one in the hospital like that. So not only if they keep me, I'll be there by myself. I'll be having to deal with this all by myself. I can't have no visitors or nothing. So yeah, that drives me crazy because I would like for someone to be there with me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I just want to know what's going on with me. So with that being said, well, I can't even talk, you guys. So with that being said, I will definitely get back with you guys in an updated video about what's going on. But I ask you guys to please, 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 please pray for me. Please keep me in your prayers. Comment down below, like, subscribe, keep your notification bell on so you will know anytime I upload or post a video. Just pray for me, guys, because I am tired of feeling like this. Because if this wasn't the 3rd day that I was dealing with this, I probably would not have gone to the hospital. And that's me being very honest. But I need to go. Enough is enough. Like, enough is surely enough. So I am going to get up and attempt to go take a shower or try to take a shower. I don't know how long I'll be able to stand or whatever. But I'm gonna go and, you know, freshen myself up or whatever and get ready to go to this hospital. I love you, rock stars. And like I said, you guys, pray for me. And I will definitely keep you posted on what's going on. Love you guys.